guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. So today I'd like to talk to you about a way that you can make money on your homestead no matter what size it is. I live on just under 1/4 of an acre inside city limits. And so big production isn't really a possibility here, but I do have a way that I am going to be making some money, or trying for the first time this year, and that is selling plant starts. And you can do this on whatever scale you want. I am going to be focusing on things that, you know, city dwellers like myself tend to buy from big box stores anyways, and that would be things like herbs and tomatoes and peppers. Now, I'm not going to start the tomatoes or peppers just yet. I'm actually going to be starting peppers in about a week or so because it's finally time to do that. But I'm going to get a jump start on planting the herbs, because herbs are something that you can grow indoors, most of them at least, so you can keep them inside for as long as you need to until your temperatures warm up. And I just want to get a jump on it before people are even thinking about buying plants, so then when they are ready to buy plants, I'm the first one that will have herbs available. And I know that herbs can, you know, be easily kept in check size-wise. Some people exclusively have indoor herb gardens. And so keeping them inside for as long as I need to won't be a problem, especially at the scale that I'm doing it. I'm not planning on going all out. I only have, 7 grow lights with 2 or 3 on each shelf. So I am very limited in how many I can start, but anything to recoup some of the costs from buying all the seeds is a must when you are working on a tight budget. So today I'm going to be starting some sage, purple ruffles basil, lemon balm, English thyme, Italian large leaf parsley, and piccolino basil. And so I picked herbs that do well indoors, as well as being started indoors and then transplanted. Now, you hear a lot from people that it is important not to start seeds before it is actually time. Starting seeds at the wrong time can be one of the #1 most detrimental things that you can do for your garden to set yourself up for failure, especially as a new gardener. However, you then see a lot of people starting seeds at the wrong times. And I want to clarify that for all of you that might not know that, yes, it is very important to start seeds in the proper time just because of space and, light requirements. As your plants get bigger, you would not want to plant a full-size tomato plant in December or January and expect that to be able to stay indoors until, say, May or maybe even June. However, things like herbs are no problem to keep inside, especially at the volume that I'm starting them. And so I want to just caution you that go ahead and start seeds at the proper time, but if you have a plan for them, if you're doing it with intention, whether you have a space that you can then put them outside, or you're just fully aware that your plant is going to outgrow these little cells that they are in. Plants can't stay in these for a super long time. But today I'm just going to be starting a tray of these just to get the jump on herbs. That way I am the first person selling herbs, or one of the first people selling herbs in the area, and hopefully they're nice, large, robust plants that people will want to buy mine instead of running to a big box store first. That is a really easy way to recoup some of the money, especially if you're starting seeds anyways and you've invested in the grow lights and the setup and all that. Not a lot of people want to start seeds, can't figure it out. It does take trial and error, and not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody's home enough to take care of seedlings. So this is just a really good, cheap way, especially if you're starting seeds anyways, to make some cash, to pay for all of the seeds that you've bought, or to just have some extra cash on hand. And so I wanted to get that out there to people before the time for starting seeds is really upon us, which will be in a couple weeks. That way, if you're trying to figure out a way that your small homestead or homestead of any scale can make some extra cash this spring, you haven't missed any window. So let's get to planting these seeds. Now when you're selling plant starts, it is really important to have every single cell labeled. That way when people go to buy it, there's no mistaking which seedlings are which. So I have these tiny little, let's see if I can get one out. Oh gosh, here we go. All right, so I have these tiny little popsicle sticks that'll just fit down real nicely. I don't know where my bigger popsicle sticks are, so these are just gonna have to do. And I'm just using these because I already have them on hand, but you can buy any of the little plant tags or whatever and use a garden marker. I'm just going to be using a regular fine tip Sharpie so that it can write small enough to be on here. I've never used popsicle sticks before, but I know they sell wooden garden tags that are very much like popsicle sticks, so I'm assuming it'll work just as fine. So before we get started with anything, I'm going to figure out how many cells I want to plant of each variety. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get started with just writing out individual little labels for however many cells of each of the seeds that I'm going to be doing. All right, so now that we have all our plant tags, let's get the soil in the trays. And I'm just pressing down very lightly. Because as you can see, this one, it looked like it was full of soil, but then there's actually a good another inch that I can put more soil in. Like this guy here. He looked full, but he's not, so I'll have to put more in. But you're not compressing this super hard. You're just making sure there's no like big air pockets in here. Let me get this tray filled with soil, and then I'll come back in a minute and we'll plant the seeds. So the dirt's in. Let's place our tags where we want to plant each of these seeds. That way, when we go to plant the seeds, there's no mistaking which one goes in which cell. So I ended up with 3 extra. I don't know where my math was. I thought that there were 7 here and there are only 6. So I thought I was gonna have to do 1 piccolino basil here and then 2 purple ruffles basil, but then that would have left 1 over there anyways. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, worked out nicely that we have 6 here, 6 varieties, so I'll plant 4 of each. I don't know, sometimes math can be hard, I guess. So I took a look on the back of all of my seed packets, and all of these varieties here want to be planted at 1/4 of an inch deep. So I'll just make a little indent in each of the cells and pop a couple seeds in there. And then as far as these two go, thyme wants to be planted 1/8 of an inch deep, and lemon balm needs light to aid in germination, so I'm just gonna press those into the soil. And if you're wondering where to find this information, it's usually on the back of the seed packet. Right here, see it says 1/8 of an inch, and this one says press into the surface. But if you can't find it on your seed packet, just Google whatever you're looking to find. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and get these all planted. If anybody knows an easier solution or an easier way to get these stinking seed packets open, I'd love to know, because I am the worst at it and I always end up destroying them, even when I'm super gentle with them. Come on, really? is this? Boy, that's a lot. Now this is the one that wants to be surface sown because it needs light to germinate right here. So I am just not even going to make a little imprint. I'm just gonna put it directly on top of the soil. Come on, and just press them in, just so they're making good contact with the soil. And the last thing to do is just give them a quick water in with a spray bottle. And this is just to get them all settled in. And that's all there is to it. And now just make sure they don't dry out before they germinate. And we are well on our way to making a little bit of extra money off of stuff that we would have been doing anyways, right? So why not give this a go? Even if you just sell a few to friends and family, it can be really fun and a really fun way to share your passion with people. And I am super excited that we are so close to seed starting season. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I'm so glad that you joined me today. So have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next video. Love ya. Bye.